Are we there? Am I on? Okay. Welcome, everybody, to our council meeting tonight, late afternoon. We'll do a call to order, and I will have a roll call by our city clerk.
The record will reflect that all members are present.
We're going to have our Pledge of Allegiance and Invocation by Bill Record, who is a member of our community and a Kiwanis member, and so he'll be doing that for us. So do the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for the invocation. Please remain standing.
Creator God, as we come before you here this evening, may I ask that you look upon this meeting with your favor. Keep the council members, the city staff, and their families in your care as they tonight discuss decisions that affect our community. Should they be seeking additional clarity in things, provide clarity. Should they be seeking additional wisdom, provide that wisdom. And should they be seeking obstacles to be overcome, allow those obstacles to be overcome. And may this city be a light upon a hill. Amen.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for coming. I have a Brown Act notice of simultaneous meeting compensation in accordance with the Brown Act. I'd like to announce that as a result of convening simultaneous meetings, the members of the Buena Sanitation District will receive compensation of $147.75 for the district meeting pursuant to the Buena Sanitation District Ordinance 2006-1. So with that, we'll move on to the approval of the agenda by City Manager Patrick Johnson.
Mayor, I have no changes to the agenda.
There were no closed session items on our agenda. And so the next thing of order will be we have a presentation, we have a proclamation to Don and Becky Hine, the owners of Little Cakes Cupcake Kitchen. So. This is very exciting. I want you to know that I watched this on TV because I wanted to see it. I actually recorded it. So here's a little proclamation for you. This is my favorite cupcake company. If you haven't been there, they're in the Vista Village down by the Krikorian Center. They're right on Main Street there. So if you haven't been there, you need to go try their cupcakes. They are absolutely great. So we're going to read this. Whereas the Little Cakes Cupcake Kitchen opened in August 2010 to offer the community delicious cupcakes, cake pops, and little pies. And whereas the Little Cakes Cupcake Kitchen offers their customers a variety of treats 6 days a week in their cozy Main Street store, Little Cakes Cupcake Kitchen is a vested community member participating in events such as the upcoming Strawberry Festival and recently competed on the Food Network's popular television show Cupcake Wars. Little Cakes Cupcake Kitchen frosted the competition with amazing flavors such as the Pearl, the Mayan Macaroon, the Drunken Pumpkin, and the Rue Fluffernutter Natter Barb. Did I say it right? Whereas the Vista City Council commends Little Cupcake Kitchen on their Cupcake Wars win, their tasty treats, and mastery of old-fashioned customer service. Now, therefore, the mayor and the members of the Vista City Council do hereby proclaim Wednesday, May the 9th, as Little Cakes Cupcake Kitchen Day in the city of Vista. So congratulations, and everybody go try their cupcakes. Thank you. I know we actually loved it. You want to say anything? These guys are. If you didn't see them, they had a stiff competition, and you had to make like 1,000 cupcakes in a very little time for the Cupcake Wars. So it was very tough competition, but they did a great job of it. So if you need a birthday present, you can go put them in a little box, and they'll put cupcakes in a little box with a birthday sticker on it. So anyway, I'll give them a big plug here. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, the next thing on our agenda is our consent calendar. And those items are They're enacted in one motion unless an item is removed from the consent calendar, and any member of the public can remove an item by submitting a request to speak card to the clerk or secretary. Items from the consent calendar will be considered immediately following the adoption of the calendar, and we have C1 through C8 are on our consent calendar. So does anybody, of our council members, want anything pulled off the consent calendar? No? And I don't have any from the public. I have a couple of speakers if something was pulled. So if nothing's pulled, then I would entertain a motion for approval.
I make a motion to adopt the consent calendar.
I'll second.
Okay, you have a motion and a second. Everybody, please cast your votes. And that motion passes unanimously. So the next item was a discussion item, and it's the fiscal year 2011 and 12 third quarter financial report. Dale Nielsen will make that report for us.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. My name is Dale Nielsen. I'm the Finance Manager and City Treasurer. Presented to you this evening is the third quarter financial report for the 9 months ended March 31st, 2012. At the end of the third quarter, general fund revenues and expenditures are within budgetary expectations. Exhibit 3, found on page 13, provides budgetary and actual revenue information for the general fund as of March 31st. As of that date, the general fund has received about 66% of its total budgeted resources. It should be kept in mind that there's still a number of large revenue items that are received in the fourth quarter. Those include our April property tax apportionment, our VLF property tax compensation payment, that is about $3.5 million, and an SDG franchise payment, which is usually about $1 million. There's also every fiscal year a number of revenue items that are received in July that are accrued back to the previous year. Exhibit 5, found on page 19 of the report, presents similar information for general fund expenditures. These are at about 65% of the total appropriated amount for the fiscal year thus far. One item I'd like to point out is the sales tax graph on page 8 of the staff report. If you happen to notice, our sales tax revenues have actually climbed back above where they were during the pre-recession times. So that's some good signs for us at this point. At this time, there are 8 recommended operating budget adjustments. Discussion on each of those items can be found on Exhibit 2 of the report on page 11. The budget resolution that enacts those proposed changes is shown as Exhibit 11 on page 25. In addition, there's a number of capital improvement program budget items that are recommended for adjustment at this time. This is a result of just the annual going through and looking at projects as we prepare the CIP budget for the upcoming year. The resolutions to enact those changes are on Exhibits 12, 13, and 14 of the report, beginning on page 28. There are also some personnel changes detailed in the report. Overall, the changes reflect a savings to the city of about $592,000, $400,000 of which is for the general fund. I'd also like to point out that on attachment 15, the updated classification and compensation index, there's one correction that is needed. On page 46 of the report, there is a title of one position that is listed incorrectly. It is listed on the CC&I as a sewer program manager, and that should be a sewer program director. There is no other changes. It's just a change in title only. I'd be happy to answer any questions that the council may have.
Councilmember Lopez.
Thank you, Mayor. I anticipated it being higher this year. And Could you tell me, by some chance, if you know where the increase was on sales tax, the types of businesses?
Well, we have had a couple new retailers open up in the last couple years, so that added to our sales tax base, and particularly Living Spaces and the BMW dealership. Obviously, due to state law, I can't get into details of what those numbers are. And then just an overall pickup. I think people are out there beginning to spend a little more of their money at this time.
I think fuel has definitely been one area
Oh.
that's increased as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Gronke, followed by Councilmember Coles.
Thank you. First of all, talking about a return on our investments, will we see those begin to increase too as the economy turns around? I would imagine that would begin to creep up.
I take it you're talking about our investment portfolio?
The Treasury bonds.
Yeah. You know, everyone has been saying for, it seems like a couple of years now, that interest rates have to go up. You know, they can't get any lower. And yet they just continue to kind of drag along the bottom.
But the prudent thing to do is to keep them in the safest.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, regardless of what the interest rates are, high or low, we always consider the safety of our investments before we look at interest rates.
The other question I had deals with Prop L money and tax base. Is that a one-to-one correlation? Do we see Prop L money going up the same degree as regular sales tax since it's linked so much?
It follows it. We have found over time that Prop L comes in at about 46%. That is being, if our 1% sales tax share represents $1, kind of off the top of your head, you would think, well, then Prop L being a 0.5% would generate 50 cents, but it doesn't. It generates about 46 cents.
So percentage-wise, as sales tax increases, our 46 cents on $1 will increase a little.
Yes, it does.
Okay, good. And so can we anticipate then, if sales tax continues to go up, some of the numbers that we saw and how that would impact the general fund would be pushed back then, hopefully?
You mean as a point in time in the future where the general fund could possibly be relied upon for the debt service on I believe at this point that projection is around 2021.
2021, correct.
Yes. But yes, it doesn't take a whole lot of increase in sales tax to push that projection out an additional year.
That's a great thing. Thank you.
Councilmember Coles.
Just correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I read an article in the paper this morning about regional sales taxes increases, and ours was up about 9%, and others were more like 7%. Is that?
Yeah, we are doing, I would consider well.
Yeah, so we can, the city can pat itself on the back for attracting some business and spending here. Keep it up.
I think countywide it was 7.9%, and we're at 9%, so we've done well.
We can be very grateful. If I have no other comments, I would entertain a motion to receive and file a report and adopt the...
So moved.
Second? Okay. A motion and a second. Please cast your votes. Okay, that motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
With that, we'll move on. I don't have any requests for oral communications. Do I have any? No oral communications. So the remarks from our council members. We'll start with Councilmember Lopez.
Thank you. The artwork out there is fantastic.
Isn't it
I
great?
mean, it really looks sharp. Some of those are priced actually pretty good. So I appreciate them coming out here and displaying them here because it really makes things.
They actually sold 3 of them this weekend.
Pardon?
They actually sold 3. They had a reception this weekend, and they actually sold 3 of them out there. So
They look very nice. So
they're beautiful.
yeah. Other than that, that's all I have to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councilmember Coles.
Yeah, just a couple of quick things. I wanted to share, last week I had a call from Pete Whitley from the Tony Hawk Foundation, which is located out here in our business park, and he invited me to come out and see their facility and sit down and chat with him a little bit about the dilemma we've been dealing with on our skate park. And I just want to let you know that I found it to be a very positive meeting with a lot of support and help in assisting us with ideas if we would like to have them give us some assistance in that way. And I think I felt like it opened maybe some dialogue for us to pursue some other options as we deal with this difficult situation. So, and if you ever have a chance to go look at that facility, it's world class. I mean, we didn't even know we've got something like this in our backyard. Virtually every major skateboarder in the world goes there, has been there, spends time there. So it's a good place to visit. Last week, on Thursday, my wife and I went to the Moonlight Angels Foundation luncheon at the Sheraton over in Carlsbad, and it was every year I can't believe the amount of support and number of people that come to lend help to our various Moonlight supporters. And several of the performers did a preview for the summer season, so it was very well done. And then, as Councilman Lopez mentioned, I came Saturday afternoon to the Arts Commission Visions 2012, and it was really a nice reception. They had it was judged by the head of the Art Foundation up in Long Beach. They gave out big prize money, $1,000 to first place, $500 to second place, and 2 third places each got $150. And Daryl got sucked in. He bought one of the prize-winning artworks that was really nice. And we're going to do this 4 times a year, I guess. Huh? We're going to have 4 of these, and I would encourage everybody, take a look through there, because some of that art is world class. And then I also want to remind everybody that this Saturday is the Operation Hope's annual dinner and auction at the Elks Lodge. Jean Cole is here, and I want her to wave because she's, I'm sure, will be there. And Saturday from 5 to 8 at the Elks Lodge.
Thank
That's
you.
all.
Councilmember Aguilera.
Thank you. Just a couple of quick announcements. This Saturday, the Alta Vista Gardens is going to have a plant sale. So I just want to kind of get that out there. It's from 8 to 2. And the Amigos de Vista Lions Club is also having a golf tournament to raise funds for our local causes here on May 20th. And they're needing golfers. So
What day is that?
May 20th? It's a Monday, yeah.
On a Monday, okay.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Grunke.
Thank you, Mayor. I, too, also attended Kathy Brumbacher's celebration the other day with the mayor and Dr. Coles. And it was very nice because I met up with a lot of old friends from the educational community. And I happened to ask them just how many Moonlight Angels were there, and they said 330. Yeah. So it was a great event, a great turnout, and a great tribute to Kathy, who's done so much for our city. And I'll see you guys on Saturday.
Okay. Let's see, my announcements. I want to thank our CDBG members. That I see Harvey Bush out there. I don't see, is there anybody else here from our CDBG? I think you're alone tonight, but thank you for all the work that you did to bring us the recommendations on that. The American Legion is having the Memorial Day celebration on Monday, May the 28th at 10 a.m. here. And actually, it's Daryl Issa is supposed to be the keynote speaker, so that should be kind of an interesting thing. And then Mother's Day is Sunday, so don't forget mothers on this Sunday. To wish them that, and I think that's all that I have my announcements today.
I just wanted to mention that talking about the Public Arts Commission, they did a great job with the gallery, and our Bill Fortmuller, who's the staff liaison in Recreation and Community Services, did a great job guiding them through this for the last year, so congratulations to Bill. Wanted to mention that the Wave Water Park is still open. There was some news. The council had met last week in a workshop setting and talked about options for the Wave Water Park and the fact that we have a large subsidy on the water park. But we're looking at options for the water park, but for at least this season, the water park is still open, so we encourage you to buy passes, plan parties, and continue to go to the water park. And we got some good news today from Standard & Poor's. They're the rating services that rated our certificates of participation, our 2007 lease revenue bonds, and they reaffirmed our A rating. So that was really good news in this economy.
City Attorney Darrell Piper.
A simple comment, Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you. Does our city clerk have anything? Mercy? Killian? No? How about Kathy down there? No? Okay. Okay, with that, I would, are you all Rancho students? How many Rancho students here? And you have how many weeks? You got, what, 3 more weeks to get all these meetings in? Yeah. So, okay. You lucked out. You got a short one tonight, so welcome. We're adjourned.